I'm not happy with what's going on, but I'm so happy that we can be distracted by doing the show and not watching what's happening in the markets right now and the reality of what the tariffs mean to the sports world. It's a big story, and obviously we talk about companies and cars and manufacturers. These tariffs that were imposed actually impact sports and sports teams in ways as well, like bobbleheads. Bobbleheads just got more expensive. I promise you that because they're not made in the US of A.
What?
So, oh no, they are not. They get on big ships and they come across the water and then you have to get them through customs and then they're in big pallets that get delivered 50,000 of them to Dodger Stadium. The size of those pallets, people, it's incredible when they get delivered and how you have to store them before you give them away. And then the forklifts you need to bring them to the different gates. It's a whole thing that happens.
He's legitimately excited about this part of it. Not about the Dodgers start, but just about like the process of the pallets making their way from Long Beach up to Chavez Ravine.
You are like a bomb-sniffing dog for uninteresting. Like, I lay out the most interesting possible topic, and you just, let me find the part that can bore them. Let's talk about tariffs and pallets of bobbleheads.
Let me re-angle. This is a team that should be despondent, right? Which is the Athletics of God knows what city. That they're playing in Sacramento.
You're not allowed to say.
They're not allowed to say what city. It's just the Athletics,
No,
right?
it's just the Athletics.
So the Athletics, who are playing in Sacramento but are not the Sacramento Athletics, playing in a minor league stadium that seats 14,000. They couldn't even sell that out for opening day.
Well, that includes 3,000 like standing room down the line. So they did sell out all the actual seats, but because it's a AAA stadium, there's a bunch of places you can go to engage with the game, but not actually have a seat, which doesn't work well when it's 100 degrees outside in the middle of summer. But I think what the Aths are really despondent about is the fact that will they be in Sacramento 3 years or 4 years? What's going on in Vegas? Can they get that ballpark built on time? Budgets now are a nightmare. Think about this with building new stadiums at the moment or even refurbishing ones. All the increased expense of metals and materials, that flows down to a budget for these new stadiums and arenas, and it's going to have quite an impact on pricing. And the public doesn't pay the overruns, the owners do, which is why owners are saying, oh, I'm not so sure I want to build this ballpark without more public money.
But then you're stuck in this weird situation, and I have to imagine that the footprint of that facility, David, does not generate money in a way that a major league stadium does, even an outdated major league stadium like the one that they left in Oakland.
Are you talking about in Sacramento or
Yes,
are you talking about
Sacramento.
in Vegas?
I'm talking about Sacramento.
So both. That's the interesting part. Right now, teams are looking to build villages like St. Louis did, like Atlanta did, like we wanted to in Miami and it didn't work. You want to get that ancillary revenue.
Yeah.
But don't forget the deal with Vegas is only for 9 acres, which, by the way, isn't even big enough to have a ballpark.
That's right, because it's right there, the corner of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Tropicana. It's right down there.
Yeah.
There's no room.
Yeah, it's
and
small.
so all of the ancillary development goes to the going bankrupt Bally's company, not to John Fisher and the Aths. So the whole deal is problematic in that regard. And for Sacramento, how do you make an investment when you're in a temporary city? Are you going to build a village around a AAA park? And then when the village is open and ready for business, you're already gone from Sacramento? That doesn't make sense. So you're just going to end up with nothing.
Okay, I just realized that I, too, am a bomb-sniffing dog for uninteresting topics. I saw everyone check out on this conversation. That me and David are excited to talk about this.
I'm like, geez, let's talk about the tariffs again.
What the hell's the Aths?
I'll remove myself.
All right.
I mean, I know what he's talking about, but who says that? Aths.
David,
That's what you have to call them, Chris. If you
don't
look at
actually.
box scores, well, that's what MLB sends out a book every year of how teams are referred to, nicknames, a pronunciation guide. And this year, we were all told that it's the Aths. And if you look at box scores, it'll say ATH instead of A's or OAK or
Well,
SAC.